very welcome home.
Gracias.
So now we start with the Q&A. So one question per journalist.
Questions, please remember we do one question per intervention and you have to identify with the name and the company that you represent.
Jude, aquí, al fondo.
Hello, here at the back, live, Kiko Diaz-Menendez for Real Madrid Television. First of all, welcome home, welcome to Real Madrid. You've said that today is the most important day of your life. I wanted to know why it makes you so happy to come to Real Madrid. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, for a start. Nice to meet you all. Hopefully we can have a good relationship over the next few years. So, the reason why I said it's the proudest day of my life is, like I said in the speech, is because it's the greatest football club in the history of the game, and not many players get the opportunity to play at such a brilliant club, such a historic club. So yeah, I feel really grateful. And like I said, I'm very thankful to the people that have brought me here and have given me the opportunity to play for this team.
Aquí, Jude, bienvenido.
Yeah, Jude, welcome. There were many teams interested in you, from Premier League, from the strongest teams I know, that even paying more money than what Real Madrid was willing to pay. I would like to know why you chose Real Madrid.
Yeah, for a start, money's not a thing for me. I don't think about money at all when I make these kind of decisions. I've never have, I never will. I play the game purely out of love. I spoke with the people when I was given permission by Borussia Dortmund. I spoke with Uni, I spoke with Jose Angel, and I loved the feeling I got from the club. I couldn't hide it. I told them more or less straight away what I felt about the club, and after I made my decision, I wanted it to all happen quickly. It wasn't a case of the other teams are bad or they weren't good. It's just that, for me, Madrid is the greatest.
Sorry, we don't have a mic. Yeah, we do. So you will wear number 5. You always had number 22. That has Rudiger that used to have here. Why did you choose number 5? And in the future, will you try to recover 22? Thank you.
Yeah, for a start, I'd like to thank Jesus Vallejo for letting me wear the number 5. I had some contact with him just to see if it was okay with him, and he was a brilliant guy in letting me wear it and just being so nice about it. So yeah, I'm very grateful to him. But I've said how much I admire Zinedine Zidane, the legacy he has in the club, and with this number, I'm not trying to be the same as him. I'm just trying to be Jude, but it's definitely a bit of homage to how great he was. And as far as the 22 is concerned, it's the number I've worn. It's a number that has a lot of meaning to me. And in my heart, I'm still a 22, but just wearing 5 on the back. And yeah, we'll see what happens for the future. But right now, I'm really happy to be given this honour of wearing that number.
Buenos días.
Good morning, Anton Meana from Cadena Ser. I would like to know what's your opinion about Carlo Ancelotti and if you've been able to talk to him the last months, weeks or days.
Yeah, I've had a little bit of contact with him, and I think he's just an incredible coach. His CV, his record, the games he's won, the trophies he's won speaks for itself, really. For me, it's a brilliant opportunity to come and learn from one of the greatest coaches that's ever coached. So I'm very looking forward to that and very grateful that he wants me in his squad.
Hey Jude, Geraint from Sky Sports. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you very much.
If I may, can I just sort of start off at some of the questions I'd like to ask have already been answered. But in terms of, you're the 7th British player to come to Los Blancos.
Yeah.
How do you like an 8th? Maybe Harry Kane, your England captain, to join you. And also, did we see a tear in your father's eye just a few minutes ago? And maybe how much this means to your mum, Mark, and your mum, Denise, and your dad, Mark?
Yeah, as far as the Harry Kane rumours, I can't comment on that. He's a world-class player. He's my captain for the national team, and I love him as a player and as a person. And whatever happens there happens, but it's not really for me to comment about. And as for the tears of my father, I don't know if that was just sweat. To be fair, he doesn't often cry, so I think maybe he just caught a bit of sweat drip down his cheek. But I'll have to watch it back very closely and give him some banter about it. Oh, it means a lot to join this club. I'm represented and the deal's been done mainly through my family members, so it's just amazing the respect that the club showed my family, really. didn't try and manipulate them in any way. It was a seamless process. So I'm just so grateful for how them and the club have got along. And as you can see, it's a lot of work from them, for them, that's gone into this deal. And so that's probably why they were so happy. And yeah, it does mean a lot to them because it means a lot to me.
Buenas tardes, Jude.
Good afternoon, Jude. Welcome to Madrid. Jose Luis Sanchez from La Sexta. The president has said at the presentation that you didn't want to go to other clubs from your country, from England, for coming to Real Madrid. So where does this feeling towards Real Madrid comes from, so that a young English guy has that feeling towards this club and has preferred Real Madrid instead of other English clubs?
I think the respect that England has for Real Madrid is so high. You know, the pedigree in Europe is the best, simple as. So I think it comes from there. You know, as you grow up, you start to mature and watch games from previous years and understand the achievements of what came before you. And I took a lot of interest in that, and I think that's what makes Madrid so kind of appealing to me. Is it's a great history, but you want to be one of the players that adds to it and continues to make the club the greatest.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Hello, good afternoon. Olivia Robenza from El País. Many people agree, many people have been with you at different clubs and they've described you as a mature and a very perfectionist person. I would like you to elaborate a little bit on this, and especially the second one. How are you going to live this in such a demanding club as Real Madrid? Thank you.
Yeah, I know the demands of the club are great because it's a great club, but I see it as a brilliant responsibility rather than pressure, so I'll embrace that. And as for the maturity, I don't know, I think when you're playing in a professional environment with grown men from the age of 15, 16, you learn to grow up fast and understand responsibility sooner. And as I've gone to Dortmund, I've been given bigger roles on each year, and I've adapted well to them because of the teammates, because of my family, because of the coaches. They tell me what it takes to be able to carry this responsibility, so I hope to continue that here.
Hello, Jude. Here, Alberto Pereiro from Onda Cero. We watched a video on social media where you were asked to speak about the midfielder you liked the most. You talked about Kroos, Valverde, people that are here in Real Madrid. There are 7 midfielders here. We're waiting for Ceballos to renew his contract. So what does it mean for you to share at least 1 year with Modric or Kroos? That we know that you like these players very much.
For me, yeah, it's invaluable for my career, for my experience. The things I'll gain from, especially the 2 older lads, Modric and Kroos, will be unbelievable. Their knowledge of the game, the way they play it, their experience will be so great for me, and I'll just be like a sponge around them, really, trying to steal anything they've got. They'll probably be annoyed of me after the first week or so, but yeah, I can't wait to learn from those guys, and then combine with the young guys as well that have already been here. I think it's a great squad from what I've heard from everyone in the club. The players are not just good players, but great people as well, and that's really important, so I look forward to linking up with all of them.
¿Qué tal, Jude? Aquí.
Hello, Jude. Martin Perez for Movistar Plus. You've chosen a mythical number in Real Madrid, 5 of Zinedine Zidane. I don't know if you feel some pressure for wearing this number with this white T-shirt. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the T-shirt itself is enough responsibility. I think I've put myself in maybe a bit of an uncomfortable position taking number 5 to you guys, but for me it's just maybe a bit of homage to a player that I've really appreciated growing up. He's a great player, he was the best, but for me I'm trying to have my own path and maybe extend the legacy of the number instead of trying to reach his. So yeah, I'll use everything that I've got around me to try and do good by the number and by the player.
Hello, Jude, from Chiringuito. Thank you very much and welcome to Madrid. So it's clear that with 19 years old, you are a star. I would like to know if you would like to share a locker room with another star like Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, like I said for the Harry Kane question, it's not really any of my business. They're both unbelievable players, the best in the world at their positions. So I can't really comment. I don't know his situation. I've seen some of it on the internet and on Twitter, and if anything, that my whole saga, if you like, has taught me that is not everything that you see is true, and don't take that word for word. So I'm trying to build my own opinion from what I know. But in all honesty, he's a great player. Whatever he chooses to do, all the best to him. Would I like to play with a player like Kylian Mbappe? Who wouldn't?
Hi, Jude. Sid Lowe from The Guardian. Welcome to Madrid. I wanted to ask you a little bit about this whole process. Obviously, you said on the face of it, it's very simple. It's Real Madrid. It's the biggest club in the world with the greatest history. I just wondered if there's been a kind of an analytical process in all of this as well. If you looked at the way that they play, if you thought about your fit within the team, whether there's been, if you like, a kind of a studying of Madrid as you take this process and indeed, obviously, as you now begin to train with them.
I'm a big fan, by the way. I used to do La Liga on Sky and all the channels in England, so I'm a big fan. But yeah, I've not just come here because of the size of the club. Obviously, it's huge, but when the guys pitched the I don't know how you say it. Yeah, the vision of the team. I was completely involved, and I was all in. It's not just, we're Real Madrid, we want you to come and join for us. That is enough for me, to be honest. But then the ideas they had were so good that it's just so exciting, and it's an opportunity that I thought I couldn't turn down, to be honest.
Hola, Jude.
Hi, Jude. Here. Good afternoon, Sergio Quirante from DAZN. I would like to know when you decided to come to Real Madrid. If it was watching them on Champions League, when did you decide about this, and how has everything evolved until this day?
I think the exact moment's hard to say. I had the meeting where they came to my house, and I was sold, to be honest, but I can't really remember when that was. So yeah, that was the moment when for me it was definite. But like I said, you're always in admiration of the club, watching them win the Champions League. I was at the final when they beat Liverpool. That was another huge factor. But yeah, there's a load of things really that go into making a decision to join this club, because there's been a load of reasons, and that's all there is really.
Hi Jude, Tom Allnut for The Times. You must have just spent a couple of days with the Manchester City guys, with England. I just wonder, when you see how Manchester City won the treble, and also especially how they beat Real Madrid in the Champions League, is part of your job to bring this club back to kind of matching that kind of level now? Is that the challenge for Real Madrid? Yeah, of course. A club like Madrid and its fans and the people who work for the club deserve to have trophies every year. This year, obviously, they didn't manage to get the La Liga and the Champions League, but obviously that's the standard that I want to help the club reach, where they can compete for those very, very closely every year. As for City, they had a great season, but yeah, it just gives us more fire really to go for it next year.
Hola, Jude. Aquí Jorge Picón de Relevo.
Hi, Jude. Jorge Picón from El Relevo. Welcome. Please allow me to insist on the number 5 and on Zinedine Zidane. As far as I'm concerned, you were together in Paris in the final of the Champions League last year. I don't know if you asked him about Real Madrid then, and if this process of choosing a team, have you been able to talk to him, or have you asked permission to wear this number 5? Thank you.
There was a little question in there at the final. I didn't want to make it too obvious or disturb him too much. If he had let me, I would have probably talked his ear off for 3 or 4 hours. But no, there hasn't really been any contact since then. I wouldn't know how to reach him. But yeah, it's like I said, a big honour to follow in the footsteps and wear his number. An amazing person to meet as well. He was amazing with all my family. So yeah, a lot of respect for him. Yeah.
Hello. Good morning, Juan Ignacio García Ochoa from Marca newspaper. So after a few hours that you've been here in Real Madrid, the facilities, everything you've seen, so what's the most eye-catching thing for you?
Probably in the room where I signed the contract with the trophies. I think that was the biggest one for me. All 14 of them were staring at you, and you can't wait to get your hands on one yourself. So it was really exciting. It was very nice to look at and very motivating. So yeah, I'd say that was the most eye-catching thing.
Hola, Jude. Aquí.
Hi, Jude. Here, Abraham Romero from El Mundo. Congratulations. You are a different English player, because the vast majority of great English players are playing at the Premier League. So how much pressure did you have from English supporters or your colleagues from the national team to come to a Premier League club?
At the World Cup and at the national team camps, it's hard. All of them wanted to see me come back to England and play for their teams, which I really appreciate. But I like the idea of this being kind of out my comfort zone, if you like. Maybe would be an easier option to go back to England, my native country, and live there and play there in the Premier League. But it's just I couldn't turn down Real Madrid, really. The club's so big, as I've said already 100 times. But yeah, it just felt like the right move for me. And like I said before, it wasn't because the other clubs were bad or no, nothing like that. It was just because Real Madrid was where I wanted to be.
Hi, Jude. Watson from the BBC. Congratulations again on what must be an incredible day for you and your family. I just wondered, obviously, with the recent World Cup and your experiences, having established yourself now in the national side, if that, you feel, will help you deal with the demands and pressures, obviously, you're going to experience now playing for a club the size of Real Madrid.
Yeah, like I said, I think the expectations I've had on myself since I've started playing football and since I joined Dortmund has always been higher than the expectation anyone could put on me. So I know the level that I need to be at, and I know the level I want to be at. And yeah, you get a good taste of that from the World Cup because there was a lot of expectations after my early performances in the tournament. So it's all brilliant experience. It's all a great learning for me. And I don't just want to come here and win, of course, would be amazing, but I also want to develop my game, which I know all do.
Hola, Jude.
Hi, Jude. Pete Jensen from Daily Mail.
The move. I wanted to ask you a question from the perspective of the England team. Have you spoken to Gareth Southgate? Did you speak to him before the decision? Have you spoken to him since the decision? And in what ways does this potentially make you a better international player than maybe having gone to another big club? What else does it give you, the move to Madrid?
I think from a national team point of view, it means that I'm going to experience playing in Spain. So it's a different culture of football, it's a different style, and that can maybe give to the players that have only experienced England. So it's nice for me to be able to give them that, whilst they can give me the side that's obviously the Premier League. And yeah, Gareth Southgate's someone that I've spoke to quite a bit recently because of obviously the games coming up and myself not being available. And he's always just so supportive. We have a really good relationship. He's obviously trusted me more recently to play in the starting 11. I'm very grateful, and yeah, we have a great relationship. He texted me this morning actually just wishing me well, so yeah, we have a great relationship.
Hola, Jude aquí.
Hey, Jude here, Manuel de Juan for Ask Newspaper. I would like to ask you, you are... yeah, I'm going to remove this, sorry. You are just 19 years old, but however, the price of your contract has been more than 100 euros. I know that this isn't to be important for players because it's a club issue, but I don't know if this puts pressure on you because this amount is too high, or it's very high.
Yeah, well, it depends what newspaper you read to find the real price. It's not something I'm concerned about. I'm never really interested in knowing what exactly it is. For me, it doesn't matter how much I've come here for. The objective's the same. It's to win trophies, and it's to help Real Madrid continue to be the biggest team in the world. I'm a footballer, not a lawyer or an accountant, and my job is to take care of business out on the pitch.